Final of the men's pair coming next, and we will see up there on the lanes 1 and 2, it's Great Britain and Switzerland, gold and silver medalists at the World Championships. Which way will it go today, Martin?
Well, yeah, I think it'd be a fantastic race. Tom George and Hannah Scott's partner, Ollie Wynne-Griffith, in the bows. There are Gulick and Roeschli, the Swiss world champions, next to them. These Romanians, new pair for them, Arteni and Lahatchi. Normally we see Kosmiuk and Bagan in that position. The 2021 Olympic champions in this event, Ballant and Martin Sinkovic. Lane 4 is not particularly favoured for them. These guys did so well to beat the Serbian pair to get into this final, but they've got a big job to qualify for the Olympics. Nicky van Sprang and Guian Kromenhoek. The Italians, Codato and Camini, they have qualified for the Olympics. They finished 6th in Varese a couple of weeks ago, but there's Tom George and Ollie Wynne-Griffith. They won well in Varese from the Swiss, took command in the middle 1,000, but it might be different in a headwind. We'll wait and see.
So a decent start across the lanes, very strong field as you've introduced us to them, Martin. This Dutch crew over here, the Dutch strongest pair, aiming to go to the qualifying regatta as we ride with the Swiss world champions, beaten, as you said, 2 weeks ago.
Early for them to be looking out the boat a few strokes off the start. The competition between these two crews is really fierce, and you know the win has changed hands multiple times over the last couple of seasons, so it's going to be exciting to see how it plays out in this race. Ride with the Italians now, Camino and Codato. They're in lane 6, so they just made it through the semi-finals that we had in this event. It's going to be challenging on the far side lanes. I wonder if the wind has swung slightly more from a crosshead to a headwind here.
Yeah, looking at the Swiss boat, we can see Andrew Gulick, lovely lads. Did a chat with him on Cross's Corner, the lad who rode in the Yale heavyweight crew from 2017 to 2022, as of course did Ollie Wynne-Griffith, bowman in the British 4. There he is with the beard, and so many of these rode at American universities. Tom George, of course, at Princeton. This pair now being coached by Christian Felker, who just coached the men's 4 to a gold medal, so I guess Christian has cycled manically back up the track to see his latest charges, but there's not much in it, is there? The race is going to be between the Swiss and the British. The Romanians will hope to be part of that. The Croatians not figuring at the moment on this lane 4. They did say they'd be going better. They were great in the semi-final, I thought, but at the moment they're not in the running.
No, interesting, the Sinkovic brothers, like you say, back there in 4th place. They've made this switch back from the double to the pair, but unsurprisingly, really, the form is over here. They've earned these lanes, the pair from Great Britain and from Switzerland, and that's where we're seeing this real duel for the first position going on.
Gosh, look at the colour on that water. I think a big gust just went across all 6 of those crews as they came down. You can see a few more of them further down the track as well.
So there we see the 23-year-old Florin Artemi and Florin Lahatchi in the stroke seats. They were in the men's double, would you believe, and the men's 4 in the World Championships last year. Both of them qualified their boats for the Olympics. It's now a new pair, and I know we've spoke about Marius Kosmiuk, who's been unwell and recovering, who normally would be in a Croatian pair with Sergej Bajan, and we hope, Marius, you're enjoying this World Rowing production.
And that Romanian pair led the British in the previous race out through the 1,000-metre mark, using rate on that occasion. They're still up at 39 strokes when the rest of the field's come down to 36, but it's not having the impact that it did. Perhaps that's because of this lane situation that we've got today.
So the British look very smooth and calm. They do like to push away in the middle. They got 7 metres. Well, it's pushing up to 8. They are the quickest moving boat on the course. You can see that speed guide flashing across. They are in pole position in the most favoured lane. I think the Swiss will have a big job to get through the British at this European Championships.
Yeah, I think you might be right. There's a lot of looks across, both from the British in their boat and the Swiss as well. I think these guys are really competitive and like knowing exactly where they are in this race. And it's not going the way that the Swiss want. They're a length down on the Brits now, and the Brits are moving out. It's going to remain to be seen whether they've got enough of a sprint to bring it back. They had a very impressive one at World Cup 1, but it still wasn't enough to overturn the lead that the Brits had built up in the middle of the race.
That's a great point, and seeing the British now making this move, they're trying to do the damage in the third quarter because, like you say, 2 weeks ago, the Swiss came flying back in the fourth quarter, and the British will be aware of that and probably trying to open up the gap as much as they can right now.
There's the former Oxford University Osman Roman Rojli from Neunkirch, just making a call to his partner. Their eyes will be on the Romanians to their left, and of course they want it to be on these two, the British, who are out and gone. I mean, I think for me this is race over, guys.
I wouldn't ever call it a race over at this stage. You can see the crew's slightly out towards the boys as well. The wind is going to be pushing them that way. So yeah, Ollie Wynne-Griffith, Hannah Scott's boyfriend, needs to be careful to just make that correction, get back into the middle of the lane, as it looks like they've done now.
Yeah, the camera just panned across. We saw a little glimpse of the Croatians, who I think are sitting in about fourth place at the moment. I think they probably had higher hopes for this race, given that they said the training had been going well, but at the moment, it looks like the Romanians are really challenging the Swiss pair at the moment for that silver medal.
Yeah, the high-rating Romanians still up at 39 have made this move, and they're now coming through. And again, really great performance in this third lane to be coming back on the crew in lane 2.
Riding in that white Philippe Schell, the other athletes riding in the yellow Empackers. They do look like they're struggling. Gulik's looking around, isn't he? The 25-year-old, Rojli, the more experienced 30-year-old. And, well, they're really up against it. Have they got a sprint? But the Romanians have made that key move, and it's just not the Swiss's day, it looks like. And I think Ian Wright, their coach, will be probably with a rueful smile on his face.
It looks awkward and difficult there, doesn't it? They have got those clams in, the orange clams, trying to ease the gearing for the headwind, but it looks a bit clunky. It looks like they're not dealing with this headwind very well, and it's not smooth like we're used to seeing it, and not smooth like it is here in this British pair.
Yeah, the Brits just look zoned in, don't they? Just stroke after stroke, pushing away. It's easy to look good when you're leading the race, though.
Yeah, a lot of headwind in their lane, to be fair, as much as there is in the middle. But Tom George, looking under a bit of pressure, the man who set the British ergo record, first guy to set an official time anyway, under the mark of 5 minutes 40. Here come the Romanians, great sprinters, right up at 41. It'll go higher than that as they charge for the British.
Yeah, just keep an eye on this Croatian pair. The Swiss have really dropped back from the Romanians now, and the Romanians have a pretty certain silver medal, but the Croatians have been sitting in fourth. I don't know if they've got anything left for the final 200 metres.
Yeah, let's see what those Croatians can do. The Swiss are moving backwards within the field. You can't see the Croatians on the graphic. I think it's going to be too much for them, but there are still about 150 metres to go now towards the line.
Just got to keep clean in the British boats. They have a length lead. The Romanians are coming back at them, as you can see, but the British will hit the line first. What a great sprint from Romania. Fantastic row from Arteni and Lahachi, making ground on the British. The Swiss try and sprint away from the Croatians, who are in fourth place. But coming up to the line, Britain do grab a European title. The Swiss took it from them last year. They've got it back. Romania in silver medal position. The Swiss will have to settle for bronze. The Croatians, well, the Olympic champions, without a medal, settle for fourth place. Characteristically, Hannah Scott's boyfriend there puts his feet out of the boat. Ollie Wynne-Griffith and Tom George to cool down.
Yeah, trying to keep cool heads and cool feet. I don't like doing that though. Do you do that, Imogen? Do you get your socks wet and then put them in the shoes? Because then it all gets kind of wet and mulchy.
Yeah. If you've
like
finished
that.
racing, it doesn't matter anymore though, does it?
Well, yeah, no, next time you go rowing, the shoes are going to smell a bit.
Yeah, really impressive row from the Romanians. See them in the replay. Higher rate of striking, but it worked for them. The Swiss, maybe a little bit rattled by not being there with the Brits and then just letting the Romanians creep past.
Yeah, really not the Swiss day today. I mean, really tough conditions. And also not the day for the Dutch over here. They're going to be going on to that final qualifying regatta, but had a pretty tough time out here. Krommenhoek and Nicky van Sprang won't be pleased with what they've got there. You see them in 5th place ahead of the Italians. But at top it was the Great Britain, Romania doing well from that lane 3, and Switzerland, who we'll be seeing for the medals.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Great Britain. Let's hear it for our medalists.